Hey guys, this is Eamon. In this video, I'm going to show you how to actually make the Facebook ads for your painting company. In a previous video, I talked about what kinds of videos are actually working well right now, and I told you how you can capture them. And I showed you some examples of ads that are currently running, and what kind of things you should do inside the video editing software. Now, in this video, I'm actually going to show you how to do that yourself. Or, and what I recommend that you do, is you should actually have the raw footage that you captured, again, as I spoke about in the previous video, and you should send it off to a freelance video editor that you find on Fiverr, along with a link to an ad that maybe you find on Facebook Ad Library that a competitor of yours is running. And just tell the editor to make you an ad in that style using the raw footage that you give them. I think that will be best. But just in case you wanted to do it yourself, that's what this tutorial is for. So the software that I use to do this is called CapCut. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description and in the top comment. And if you use that link, then you're going to get a 7-day trial for the pro version, which has a lot of features that the free version doesn't. So once you've got the software opened on your laptop or your computer, then just hit create project. And this is what it looks like once it opens up. Now, the first thing you need to do is you need to import your videos and your befores and afters, the images that you took. Again, like I said, you should watch the previous video I made about the kinds of ads you want to make. And you should find them and you want to import them here. So just click import and then select them from where you have them. Now, I don't need to do that because I already have them right here. So I'm just going to select them and drag them. The ad that I'm going to be making in this video is just one of those ones where I'm showing the work. I'm going to show walls being painted. And at the end, I'm going to show before and after. Then I'm going to show a logo with a call to action at the bottom. Something like looking to get a painting project done, click below to get a free quote. And obviously these are just images and videos that I found online, so I'm using the CertaPro logo. But again, it's just to show you an idea. And we're going to get the music after as well. So first, let's just drag one of these down here. And one really important point is that you want to make sure your video ad is in the aspect ratio of 9:16, because this is what fits perfectly inside somebody's phone screen while they're just scrolling through Facebook. So you want to make sure it's 9:16. And I spoke about this in the previous video, but you want the ad to be about 15 to 30 seconds long. Let's see how long this one's going to turn out to be. I'm obviously going to have to either cut some of it or speed some of it up. And you can see this clip alone is 48 seconds, and this one is 46. And then at the end, I want to show the befores and afters and the logos. So I'm probably going to have to speed some of these up. Let me just take a look at this. Alright, so let's say up to here. That's perfect. Then what I want to do now is I just want to delete everything to the right of this, okay? So I've got it about here, and this is the last frame people are going to see from this video, and this is what I want people to see. And I'm actually going to speed this up. I'm not going to leave it like this, but first I just want to take off this last part. So what I'll do is I'll leave the indicator here. I'll keep that here, and then I'll delete everything to the right of that, which is just this delete right, and that's it. Now it's down to 29 seconds. But even this I want to speed up. This is the audio for the clip. I don't actually want to play this audio, like the actual spraying sounds or whatever other sounds that might be in the environment, because I want to put music over this. So actually what I'll do is I'll just hold on to this, okay? I'm going to click and hold, and just drag that downwards. Now it's muted. And you see this is what the clip looks like. So what I want to do here, like I said, is I want to speed it up. So I want to make sure that it's selected. Just click it once, and then go to speed up here. And let's say I speed it up about, actually it might have been better before. Compromise and keep it at 4. Now it's 7.4 seconds. That's fine for just one clip. Alright, so that's fine. And you see the clip fits perfectly here inside of this square, inside of 9:16. Now if for any reason it didn't, then what I would do is I would just click on it again, click on it once, and then I'd go here, video basic, and then I'd just use this. Just click and hold that and drag it like this. And you see how it's zooming in on it? That's what I would do. But right now there's no need for that, so I can just keep it as it is. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to show people different parts of the work that we're doing. That's all I'm doing. And you see here this one's 45 seconds, and I'm just going to mute this one as well. Now another way you can mute it is, again, make sure you select it. Just click on it once, then go to audio, then just grab the volume and drag it until the end. Now that's muted. Now let me take a look at this clip, see which parts of it I want and which parts I don't. You can see they're painting green walls white. So I like this whole clip. I think I want to keep the whole thing. So I'll just speed it all up without cutting anything this time. So let's say I speed that up about 10 times. That might be a bit fast. Alright, 5 times. And you can see here, the whole thing is 16 seconds long now with these 2 clips. So let me take a look at that. And you can imagine how fun this is going to be for people to watch, because I'm going to have music playing in the background. Yeah, for whatever reason, I just feel like this one fits better here. So I just grabbed it and I put it in front of that one. Very simple. Alright, so now the whole thing is 16 minutes long. Now I'm going to have some edits at the end, but first I just want to have the whole video in front of me, like the whole ad in front of me. Now I'm going to show the before and after. So let me grab one of these images and put it here. Now you see what the image looks like? Because the image was taken in landscape, so the phone was horizontal when the picture was taken, it's not going to fit 100%. Now that's not a huge problem, because I'm going to show the image for like 2 seconds and the video is going to make up most of the ad, but it's just something to keep in mind. You can try to scale it up if you can, but with this one I really can't without affecting the words before and after. So this is what it's going to look like on people's phones. There's going to be kind of a black screen. There's going to be some black space here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to add a zoom effect to this, just to kind of distract people from the black space. And because it's just a still image, I want there to be some movement to it. Now let me just see how long this is on screen for. So this is 21 seconds now. What is it at the beginning of this clip? 16. So 5 seconds is a bit too long to have this before and after, especially since I've got another one. So let's say 2 seconds. No, 3 seconds. I'm just following this here, by the way. See, this indicator here is at 16 seconds and it ends at 19:01. So it's a little over 2.5 seconds. That's fine. Now, like I said, I'm going to add a zoom effect to this, but first I want to have the whole ad in front of me. Let's see the next before and after. Now, it fits a bit more nicely, so maybe I can scale this up without losing too much. No, I think I'll just do the exact same thing. I'll just have it zoom in, just so people can see that the top is the before and the bottom is the after, just so they can orient themselves. Now, this is 19 seconds at the beginning, and at the end is 24 seconds. Let's drag that one just a little bit less. And then at the end is going to be the logo with the call to action. Now this you want it to be on the screen for like, I'd say 5 seconds, something like that. But I want the background to be the same color as my logo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google Images. I'm actually going to get just a plain white background. I'm going to download a plain white image and put it here. Alright, so this is the plain white background that I got. So I just went to Google Images and I wrote plain white background. That's all I did. And I'm going to have that show up here. Have it above this one. You know what, actually you should have the plain white background, or whatever the main color of your logo is, whatever the background of your logo is, have that be in the main track, okay? And have your logo above that. Then what you're going to do is I'm just going to move the logo here. You see I've got the background above it. I'm just going to have the background fill up the entire space, fill up the entire screen. And obviously because you see that? See how it filled up the black space? Because my logo is white as well, it fits right in. So I'm just going to drag it up closer to the top. I'm going to leave space at the bottom so I can write looking to get a painting project done or something like that. That's going to be my call to action. So that's pretty much it. My ad is what, 28 seconds? Now if I wanted to make it shorter, I could easily do that. I can just speed up one of these clips or have one of the images show up for a shorter amount of time. All I do is I just grab them like this, click, and then just drag them back. But I don't actually want to do that. What I want to do is I want to speed up this clip. So again, just one click on it, make sure it's selected. You can tell when the sides are highlighted white and when it shows up and it's highlighted white. Speed. And speed up a bit. You can see here the ad is 28 seconds. Now watch when I speed it up a little. Alright, this is perfect. This is 23 seconds. So you can see this is what it's going to look like. That's going to be the first clip. And then the second clip is going to play. And then the befores and afters are going to show. So you can see that it's basically done. I've got the skeleton of the ad. And then I'm just going to show this. Now let's start from the beginning. Is there anything to do here with this clip? Not really. It's only when it transitions into the second clip that I'll want something between them, that I'll want to transition. So you can go up here to transitions. And this is where it's really useful to have the pro version of CapCut, because you're going to have a lot more transitions than if you just have the free version. So you can see this is what it looks like when it switches from one clip to the other. It can look like this. You can just play around with these, choose whichever one you like. I really like pull in. Let's choose pull in 2 in that case. And just put it here like this. You can just hit OK on that. And then play so you can see what it's going to look like. You see that small effect? What you can do is you can actually drag the effect and make it a bit more dramatic. Alright, so now I've got this transition between these two clips. Now I want another transition between this clip and the before and after pictures. I'm going to add audio between these as well. So again, just look through these, find something that you like. I'm just going to go through this really quick because it's just a demonstration. So that's what it would look like. Okay. Now, that thing I said about zooming into the before and after. So what you can do is go to the beginning of this before and after. Okay, make sure you're at the beginning. And it should just snap into place. And then just press this. You're basically adding a keyframe. And leave it as it is. Then scroll to close to the end. Add another keyframe. And now here, this is what you're going to want the final zoom to look like. And then it's just going to zoom from the beginning all the way up to this point. So it's going to look something like this at the end. Something like that. So once you've done with that, grab the keyframe. You see here, this is the keyframe, this little diamond thing, and drag that here to the end. And then this is how it's going to play. This is what it's going to look like. See how it zooms in? That's all we're trying to do. And you can have a similar thing here. Remember, go to the beginning. Let me just make sure that's 100. Add a keyframe here. Scroll to close to the end. Add another keyframe. And then zoom, or you can actually just do whatever you want to it. Once you get in here, you can just play around. Or, if you find a good freelancer, they should know what to do. And again, just drag it to the end. And this is what it's going to look like. See that? Alright. Now usually I'd obviously put a lot more work into an ad, but like I said, I'm just giving you an idea of what the ad should look like. And I also showed you a few examples in the previous videos. Now let's add some text here. So go to text, add, and you can't see the text just because it's in white. So you can just change it to black or whatever suits your brand colors, something like this. Looking to get a painting project completed, ? We're going to resize this in a second, don't worry. Click. Now let's resize this. Pull it in. And now from here, what I recommend you do is you just start playing around with the font and the colors. So maybe you want to take part of this and make the font red, or again, whatever suits your brand colors. You should really take your time with this stuff. Just because it's good for branding, it's going to help people when they see those colors, when they see them on Facebook, they're going to remember you. That's what's going to stick out in their mind. So just find a font that works for you, something that you like. Alright, so this is an example of what it could look like. Just make sure everything's lined up right. Make sure you choose something that's readable and something that looks good. And make sure you drag this till the end, so that this shows until the end of the ad. So at the end of that, it looks like this. And one last thing you can do is, well, for one thing, we didn't actually add a transition between these two, did we? So we can add a transition here, and we can add a transition here. So let's go to transitions. Again, just go through these, find something that looks good, and then just drop it here. Let's say you get this. You can just hit OK on this, and this is what it's going to look like. This glitch frame one's actually pretty cool. That doesn't show at the same time, so just drag it until it does. Make sure everything looks good. That's it. Now, one thing you can do, just go to audio and have some sound effects show, especially with these around the same time as these transitions. So maybe have something like a whoosh, something like that. Yeah, and then just add that. Again, you just want to make your ad a bit more engaging. I'm just lowering the volume on it. But for example, I could copy this and just have it show here. Well, not show, but I can have it go off here at every transition. Let's make it a bit smaller, just like that. And that's pretty much it. Now the last part of this is just finding some good copyright-free music, and I'm going to show you where to get that from. Alright, so you can just come here to Facebook Sound Collection. I'll leave the link in the description and the top comment, but you can just type this into Google and you'll find it. Just type Facebook Sound Collection. You can go through the stuff they've got here, and you can obviously choose what kind of thing you're looking for. Personally, I like to have something with no vocals, and then just choose what kind of mood you're going for, listen to them. Again, it's only going to show for like 15 seconds. The ad is only like 20 something seconds. And then once you've got that, just hit download and drag it into CapCut the same way you did with everything else. Alright, and now it's the same story as before, just drag it in here. Now one thing I've noticed is that when you download the audio from there with the download button that I pointed towards, is that they download things in MP4 format, which is the video format. So what you want to do is you just want to rename it to MP3. Alright, that's pretty much it. Rename it to MP3 and then just drag it here. Alright, so now you've got the music that you chose. Now just drag it here onto the track. Make sure it starts here. And then you just want to zoom out and have it be at the same length. Have it end when the whole ad ends. Now the ad is 23 seconds long, remember. So again, I know this looks complicated, but you're not producing a movie here. Now you'll probably have to lower the volume a bit. I didn't actually listen to this song, I just downloaded it. So once you've got the ad and you're happy with it, and again, I recommend you spend more time on it than I just did now. But what you can do now is just export, okay? And again, one last thing, just make sure it's in 9:16. Make sure it's in that aspect ratio. Then just export to wherever you want to. And that's it. Alright, and once you've exported it, just navigate to wherever it was, play it, make sure you're happy with it. And this is the one we just created. I have no idea what this is going to sound like. Alright, so it's not the most aesthetically pleasing ad you've ever seen, but you get the idea. If you want to see more examples, you can look at what your competitors are doing. I've made a whole video on how you can find that out. And again, just send that example to a freelance video editor on Fiverr and ask them to make you something in that style. You just give them the raw footage, give them the video of you or one of your guys painting and spraying, and then the befores and afters that you've taken. And they'll chop it up just like that video that you sent to them. Alright, that's everything I've got for this video. I hope you found it useful. And if you want somebody to take over this whole process for you, running your Facebook ads and helping you get more estimates, then you can get in touch with me on my website. I promise I'll make better ads than what I just showed. And we can just get on a call and see if there's any way I can help you out. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.